Hey, good morning. Hey, look out there. A little bit foggy this morning in some spots. Looks pretty neat out there. I don't know, it come to my mind this story of this young boy sitting in church with his mother. It was during World War II. And I don't know, a lot of churches, at least around here, they had this banner up front. It was a big blue banner. It had gold stars on it, and with the names of different local young men or boys, really, who had gone and fought in the war, who had been killed. And this young boy was sitting in church with his ma, just bored stiff, looking all around, asking all kinds of questions like, "Mom, why can't we look out the church windows? They're not clear glass, they're, all different colors kind of glass, stained glass windows. How come is that?" And, that big stained glass window up in front with the light behind it, with the picture of Jesus there, how come he's got a sheep on his shoulder? He was asking all kinds of questions. And the mother's getting tired of answering them. Poor boy, he's just bored stiff. Anyhow, finally, he looks up at that flag and says, "Mom, what is that flag up there, that blue flag? What is that?" His mom, just exasperated, says, "Well, the gold stars on there are to commemorate all the boys that died in the service." Well, the little boy's eyes got big, and he thought about that for a while. He timidly asked his mom one more question. He said, "Did they die? Did them boys die in the Sunday morning or the Wednesday evening service?" Just like that poor boy who was so bored in church, he thought it was literally possible to be bored to death in church. He was not a fan of religion. And I'm thinking a lot of you fellas ain't either. I'm not. I'm sure you'll be surprised to hear that Jesus himself was not a fan of religion. He don't like religious stuff. Religious rituals. They don't mean nothing to him or God. Religious rituals and stuff, they just, that's man's invention. God figured that it says in James, if I can open it up, look at the puppy dog. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this: to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. Don't say nothing in there about doing the sign of the cross, lighting candles, or, having to get dressed up and, do anything that you consider something that you feel that you have to do to be, honoring God or whatever, or getting points with him or whatnot. Jesus was no fan of religion. I mean, look who was it that crucified him? It was the religious leaders, the corrupt religious leaders of his day. And some of you fellas may not like church or any talk of Jesus or anything, because you think the whole thing is a scam or a sham, or, just a preacher, all he wants is to get his hands on your money, and maybe something worse. Maybe he likes that pretty choir director up there, and there's a lot of that, if you know how to interpret some of the parables. In the parables, one of the parables anyway, Jesus, what he's talking about, the church would, a little mustard seed, church would grow to a big plant where fowls would rest in the branches. Well, if you know how to interpret things, you would find that the terms he uses in the parables, fowls are devils. And so what he's actually was saying by that is the institution of the church would become so corrupt and so big that devils would be comfortable resting in the framework or structure of organized religion. That organized religion in the church, the institution of the church, would become that corrupt. So, I mean, if you're not involved, you don't want to hear nothing about Jesus because you think it's a bunch of bunk and that, you know, there's a lot of terrible corruption in the church. Hey, Jesus is right there with you. He don't like that stuff either. Pure religion and undefiled before God is, you know, visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction and remain unspotted from the world. You know, so you don't talk nothing about doing the rosary or anything and praying to Mary, which is an abomination. So anyhow, it's just a thought. Didn't want to get too long-winded, but because it's a pretty morning, I like to see that fog coming up out there. It's neat. Anyhow, I'm glad a couple of you fellas enjoy this Sunday morning chat. If God puts something on my heart, in my mind, that's what I talk about. Hope you have a great Sunday. And pull out that old King James Bible every once in a while and glance at it. You might be surprised what you find there. All right, have a good day. We'll see you.